questions that normally are sent to the ministries, of course, prior the appearance before the Senate chambers. And this morning, the Cabinet Secretary for Investments, Trade and Industry, Kinyanjui, is one of the Cabinet Secretaries lined up to appear before the Senate to answer to concerns around sustainable market management to ensure there is uninterrupted operations in key markets across the country. It is a question that will be asked by the Honorable Senator for Kisumu County, Professor Tom Ojenda. And you realize that this question, members of the Senate will have an opportunity to also ask supplementary questions regarding this particular question. Those supplementary questions have to be aligned to the primary questions, and the Cabinet Secretary will provide comprehensive responses to these questions. The Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, Davis Chirchir, is also expected to address the chambers this morning. He will also be answering a question from the Senator for Kisumu County, Professor Tom Ojenda. The question is around road safety, and the Senator will be seeking to understand from the Cabinet Secretary the current status of investigations into the fatal bus accident that occurred on 9th August 2025 at the Coptic roundabout in Mamboleo along the Kisumu-Kakamega Highway, which claimed the lives of 26 persons and left several others injured. On the same breath is that the Cabinet Secretary will also have to indicate if there are any road safety audit that the ministry has undertaken, and also black spot mapping for roads leading to Kisumu City, and whether the Cabinet Secretary could also provide timelines for the implementation of remedial measures, including installation of signage, speed control mechanisms, and also enhanced traffic enforcement. These matters revolve around the road carnage that has been witnessed across parts of the country, and the Coptic roundabout in Mamboleo along the Kisumu-Kakamega Highway accident is just one of them that once the Cabinet Secretary responds to, then with the supplementary questions that will be coming from the senators in line with this particular primary question, then the Cabinet Secretary shall be able also to enlighten and also expound on the safety measures that the ministry has put in place or is putting in place, of course, to ensure that the road carnage is tamed or at least reduced in the country. If you're just joining us, is that the House about to commence its sitting? The prayer has already been said and the chair taken. However, there is a quorum hitch, and the Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung. That means the number of senators that should be in the chamber at the time the House is commencing or the sitting is commencing has not been attained yet. We can see the leader of the majority party. We can also see the Senator for Kitui, the Senator for Nairobi County. We can see them trying to count at least the number of members inside the chamber to see how many of them perhaps are remaining for the House to attain that requisite number for it to be deemed to have corrected and be able to commence that particular sitting. I welcome you to these proceedings, and we shall continue to take a look at the business that the members will be transacting this morning. The Cabinet Secretary for Roads, Roads and Transport, Davis Chirchir, once he appears before the chamber this morning to respond to questions around road safety will also be required to provide measures that the ministry has put in place to address the rising number of fatal accidents involving long-distance passenger buses, particularly on roads serving the western region of Kenya. This is a question that was forwarded to the ministry, of course, prior to the Cabinet Secretary appearance before the Senate this morning. And so the senators will be expecting to receive a comprehensive response from the Cabinet Secretary regarding these concerns, not just county or inter-county, but a countrywide or a nationwide concern on the road carnage that has been recorded in various parts of the country. So that is the business that once the Cabinet Secretaries or even once the House corrects, as you can see at the front of the chamber, there is the stand, that is the position that once the Cabinet Secretaries are ushered in and are called to respond to this question, shall be taking their position on that stand. The questions are outlined in the order paper is just one question for the Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industry, and also one question for the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport. So once the members are done with receiving responses on these concerns from the Cabinet Secretary, the business, other business or other priority business that the members will be considering this morning includes a motion by the Honorable nominated Senator Hamida Kibwana. This motion is on the mainstreaming of a framework for clean cooking in the country, clean cooking in Kenya. And this is a motion that the Honorable Senator seeks, or the House seeks to resolve to give various the Senate resolves to get various measures from the Council of Governors, a number of measures be put in place by the Council of Governors, also National Treasury and Ministry of Energy, also county governments. One of the measures that the motion will be seeking to have the Council of Governors or even county governments incorporate includes to develop county-level policies, frameworks, and also budgets. The bell has stopped. Allow me to hand you over to the proceedings.
Sergeant at Arms, ring the quorum bell for further 10 minutes.
First quorum bell has lapsed, the 10-minute quorum bell has lapsed, but the Speaker has directed that a further 10-minute quorum bell be rung. This is, of course, to still provide the room or an allowance for the members who are yet to make their way to the House to be able to join their colleagues already in the chamber, and most importantly, enable the House attain that much needed quorum. So we were looking at the motion regarding the mainstreaming of a framework for clean cooking in Kenya. This is a motion. The clean cooking basically refers to using of cooking methods and fuels that are safe for human health and the environment, and also producing little or no harmful smoke, soot, or toxic emissions. And this is a motion that at the end of it, the House will be seeking to ensure that there are measures being put in place by county governments. One of them is to develop a county-level policy, framework, and also budget that mainstreams clean cooking into devolved energy and health functions. National Treasury and the Ministry of Energy will also be required to prioritize clean cooking in financing frameworks, including results risk private investments. Also, county governments will be required carbon finance markets for clean cooking projects, and the county governments will also be required to engage the private sector actors and community organizations to expand clean cooking access, create local jobs, and reduce pressure on forest resources. As we wait for the quorum to be attained, remember, as provided for in the House Standing Order number 40, is that the first 10-minute quorum bell shall be on. If that bell lapses, or the 10-minute lapses, the Speaker shall direct that a further 10-minute quorum bell be rung. However, the standing order also further goes ahead to indicate that if there is still no quorum present, the Speaker shall adjourn the Senate forthwith to the next sitting. These are the provisions of the standing orders of the Senate. So just to inform you that this is the second quorum bell, the 10-minute quorum bell, and we believe that the senators shall be able to correct, to be able to transact the business that has been lined up for consideration this morning. Back to this particular motion regarding the framework for clean cooking in Kenya. The mover cites Article 42 of the Constitution, which guarantees every person the right to a clean and healthy environment, which includes access to safe energy options. The mover also indicates that over 900 million Africans, this is to back up the motion, over 900 million Africans, including more than 90% of households in Kenya's rural areas, still rely on traditional biomass. This is firewood, charcoal, animal waste for cooking, resulting in high levels of indoor air pollution that causes premature deaths, particularly among women and children. Also in Kenya, indoor air pollution has been linked to over 23,000 annual deaths, with women and girls bearing the disproportionate burden of time spent collecting firewood and cooking, limiting their education and economic opportunities. That traditional cooking methods contribute significantly to deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions, and climate vulnerability at the county level, undermining national commitments under the Energy Act 2019, the Climate Change Act 2016, and Kenya's nationally determined contributions, commonly abbreviated as NDCs. And that Africa Clean Cooking Summit, Paris 2023, mobilized USD 2.2 billion in commitments for clean cooking. And the International Energy Agency has recommended urgent financing and policy action to achieve universal access by 2040. And that the efforts of some counties, development partners, and private sector actors in piloting clean cooking projects, but recognizing that these remain small scale and fragmented. It is on this background that the mover of this motion and the House resolved to have the county governments and the National Treasury adopt the measures that I have indicated earlier, including the development of a county-level policy, framework, and budget that mainstreams clean cooking into devolved energy and health functions, and also that the National Treasury and Ministry of Energy prioritize clean cooking in financing frameworks, including result based financing. Let's listen into the Speaker.
Order, Honorable Senators. Senator Gataya. Clerk, you may proceed to call the first order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notice of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Now, Honorable Senators, we have 5 questions that are due for response today. 1 directed to the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Trade and Investment. 1 directed to the Minister in charge of Roads and Transport. And 3 directed to the CS in charge of cooperatives and micro, small and medium enterprises. Now, I have been informed that the CS in charge of trade will not be in a position to appear before the Senate this morning. We just received his letter. We have also received a letter this morning from the CS in charge of cooperatives and micro and small medium enterprises that he will not be in a position to appear before the Senate, and therefore we are left with only 1 question that is directed to the CS in charge of roads and transport. Clerk, can you confirm that the CS in charge of trade and transport is within the building? Well, I'm told the CS is on his way, and he should be arriving shortly. The CS in charge of roads and transport. So that is the business before us this morning. Instead of having 5 questions, we are going to receive response to only 1 question. That is the question directed to the CS in charge of transport and roads. So while we wait for the CS in charge of transport, a majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, before I proceed with this motion, allow me to register my disappointment with ourselves, because we have said on many occasions that we need to relook these parliamentary powers and privilege act. Errant cabinet ministers like the 2 that were supposed to appear and are now pretending as if there's an emergency that has just appeared. Today we cannot blame the ministers. I want to tell you that the blame is on the 15 of you in the House. Because if we had amended that act and the proper sanctions issued against, people would have learned and they wouldn't be playing the games they are playing. So I'm not in the mood to whine this morning, but just to say that the blame is squarely on me and the rest of the 14 of our colleagues. We need to do better. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, this is an extraordinary motion in light of the situation we find ourselves in, where all the members of the Speaker's panel are absent on different duties. And therefore, we have to elect temporary Speakers, assistants, to work with you to run the business of the House in the course of the day. And we have consulted with the leader of minority and myself, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to just propose that I beg to move that pursuant to Article 107(1)(c) of the Constitution and Standing Order number 18, the Senate elects Senator Dr. Danson Ngatana and Senator Fatuma Dulo to preside over the sittings of the Senate for the remainder of the day. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move, and I request the Minority Leader to second. I thank you.
I second.
Senator Mandago, kindly take your seat. Now, honorable senators, this is a procedural motion which I need not put it to the floor for debate. And therefore, with your concurrence, you may allow me to straight away go into putting of the question. I will therefore put the question, which is that pursuant to Article 107 1C of the Constitution and Standing Order 18, the Senate elects Senators Dr. Danson Buya Mungatana and Senator Fatuma Dulo to preside over sittings of the Senate for the remainder of the day. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Order, honorable senators, the CS in charge of roads and transport is present, and therefore we will proceed with question number 026 by the Senator for Kisumu County, the Honorable Professor Tom Ojenda. You holding brief?
Yes, I'm holding brief.
Where's your written authority to do so?
Through my phone, Mr. Speaker. Professor Agenda is in court, Mr. Speaker.
Well,
Yes.
but Honorable Manzo, you know the drill here. In case you, yes, we need to know that. Lest we don't have a situation where Professor Tom Ojenda comes to disown all these proceedings. All right, Senator Manzo, you are properly instructed. You may proceed to ask the question on behalf of the Senator for Kisumu County.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Senator for Kisumu County, Senator Professor Tom Ojenda, Senior Counsel, MP, is asking the question to Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, 02 bus accident that occurred on 9th August 2025 at the Coptic roundabout in Mamboleo along the Kisumu-Kakamega Highway, which claimed the lives of 26 persons and left several others injured. B, as the Minister undertaken a road safety audit and black spot mapping for roads leading to Kisumu City, and could the Cabinet Secretary provide timelines for the implementation of the remedial measures, including installation of signage, speed control mechanisms, and enhanced traffic enforcement? C, what measures have the ministry put in place to address the rising number of fatal accidents involved along distance passenger buses, particularly on roads serving the western region of Kenya? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now respond.
Honorable Speaker, Senate, honorable members, good morning, and sorry for coming late. Earlier on, sought the indulgence of the majority leader. I was held up in a breakfast meeting with various banks on this securitization for the road maintenance levy to support our infrastructural work, which is currently going on across the country. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, to respond to question number 026, this morning raised by Senator Ojenda, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's my pleasure to respond to the question as raised by the Senator for Kisumu through Senator Manzo. As communicated via the letter dated 19, reference November 2025, and another letter dated 4th March 2026. The question, to just recapture that the Cabinet Secretary states the current status of investigation in the fatal bus accident that occurred on 9th August 2025 at the Coptic roundabout in Mamboleo along Kisumu-Kakamega Highway, which claimed the lives of 26 persons and left several others injured. Mr. Speaker, sir, the National Police Service is the lead agency that conducts the formal investigation in the course of crashes. They review witness statements, driver actions, vehicle conditions, and any elements that may constitute criminal negligence. Honorable Speaker, the National Police Service have not finalized their report yet. However, I wish to report that the Ministry, through its implementing agency, the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has compiled technical crash analysis report as annexed in my report this morning. To address the safety concern at this roundabout, the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA, conducted site visits in August 2025 and subsequently redesigned the Coptic area crash road section. The proposed work involved the construction of the segment as through traffic road rather than that roundabout, complete new pavement layers, improve drainage, and enhance safety features to ensure safe and efficient traffic movement. However, works are yet to commence due to budgetary constraint. The Ministry shall prioritize in the current budgetary cycle to reconstruct the section as long-term corrective measure. So I want to undertake that we'll work and provide funding through the current budgetary cycle. As an immediate measure, Honorable Speaker, members, the section has temporarily been secured using crash barriers to mitigate risk while awaiting full intervention. Right turning movements at the junction remain prohibited as part of the temporary closure measures currently in place. Additional safety enhancements have been implemented, including road marking and installation of 2 retro-reflective road studs. What you see, we call them cat eyes, to improve visibility for road users. On the second question, which is has the Ministry has undertaken a road safety audit and black spot mapping for road leading to Kisumu City, and could the Cabinet Secretary provide timelines for implementation of remedial measures, including installation of signage, speed control mechanisms, and enhanced traffic enforcement? Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to respond. Road safety assessment has been conducted on the Kisumu-Kakamega A1 road at various intervals to ensure safety standards and address potential hazards. The initial road safety audit was performed in December 2019, providing a comprehensive evaluation of the road safety features and identifying areas requiring improvement. A follow-up audit was carried out in November 2023 to monitor progress and implement necessary corrective measures. Additionally, a standalone inspection of the 3 roundabouts along Kisumu-Kakamega A1 road was conducted in August 2024. That inspection focused on the Coptic, Konambaya, and Riyadh roundabouts, assessing their design, signage, and overall safety to mitigate accident risk at those critical junctions. The Ministry of Roads and Transport, through the implementing agency, KENHA, and KURA, and of course NTSA, have undertaken road safety audit and black spot survey along the following roads leading to Kisumu County. Road safety inspection within Kisumu-Busia Road, road safety inspection Kiboswa section, road safety inspection at Awasi-Mohoroni Junction, and construction works on audit Mamboleo Great Lakes University. We're down.
Clerk, can you reboot the system?
And these two should be able to be sitting somewhere consulting on one side.
Senator Enoch, Senator Fernandi, and Senator Lelegwe, take your seat.
So our construction works on audit at Mamboleo Great Lakes University. Audits have been done equally at pedestrian safety audit at Kisumu County. Kisumu County. Sorry about that. Black spot audit, Molem, Namba, Ogena, Nyamasaria, Kasagam, also has been done. Kisumu County Transport Safety Committee in liaison with Regional Manager NTSA Kisumu and Kena, have undertaken the following road safety audit at Kisumu Chirchir Highway, Kisumu Kakamega Highway, Kisumu Katito Roads, and Kisumu Busia Road. The status of implementation of the road safety audits recommendation and black spot survey currently ongoing are provided in the annexure to this report. And on the third question C, which is what measures has the ministry put in place to address the rising number of fatal accidents involving long-distance passenger buses, particularly on roads serving the western region of Kenya? Mr. Speaker, sir, the ministry set up a multi-agency team to conduct urgent road safety audit on accident-prone highway sections. The teams are tasked with reconstructing crash scenes and identifying hazardous design features or missing safety in infrastructure for action. Below is a series of coordinated engineering, enforcement, and operational measures to address the rising number of fatal accidents involving long-distance passenger buses. 1. Enhance enforcement along high-risk corridors. 2 weekly joint enforcement operations are being done. Number 2, mandatory inspection and compliance for long-distance passenger buses and all commercial vehicles. We undertake motor vehicle inspection clinics with public transport operators to enhance vehicle roadworthiness. And 3, sensitization programs for drivers for passenger buses and commercial vehicles. And on this, A, engage the public through local media such as Ramogi TV and local radio channels such as Watch Maba. B, stakeholder sensitization on road safety, targeting heavy commercial vehicles, public service vehicles, border, tuk-tuk operators, and pedestrians. 4, enhance enforcement of the law, redesign of known black spot areas, and further working together with the Ministry of Interior, National Administration through the National Police Service, the enforcement of the laws on maximum hours of driving by PSV drivers will be enhanced. The enforcement on this will include PSV operators licensed for long distance are the only operators doing long distance. The enforcement of 2 drivers rule for PSV vehicle license for long distance PSV transport. Enforcement for journey plans to ensure that maximum 4 hours of continuous driving are not exceeded by PSV long distance drivers. Drivers of long distance PSV night drivers take a rest break of a maximum of 8 hours before the next shift. Mr. Speaker, I submit. Thank you.
Senator Manzo, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There are 2 supplementary questions. One is in relation to the latest drainage systems in highways. What's the minister doing to make sure that when there is unusual rainfall, that they have marked the spots? Highways are likely to overflow and passengers find themselves in danger, and particularly Mombasa Road, which turned into river recently, Mr. Speaker. And the second one is the minister aware that the NTSA regulations of 2016 on speed limits on highways are now expired? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, take note of those 2 questions as you take more questions. Senator Mwenda Gataya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Waziri, Nithi Bridge is internationally known for fatal accidents. Nithi is from my county. So people from the Nithi would want to know the current status, outstanding scope of works, and expected completion timeline for Nithi Bridge reconstruction, given its history of a fatal accident as I've just indicated.
Senator Mazayo. If you're not ready, Honorable Senator, you can take your time. Senator Beth Siengo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the CS. Mombasa Road was meant to become a dual carriage. And I understand American company was to do that work. When is it due to be done so that we may reduce accidents? Thank you.
Senator Fernandez.
Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the following question. This issue of accidents, especially in our roads, is a big problem. So, Speaker, I want to ask the Cabinet Minister, Davis Chirchir, there is this road called Eldoret, Musoriat, Kapsabet, Chafakali Road, which is very narrow and has continued to cause a lot of accident and loss of life because it is very narrow. And I'm aware he has a periodic maintenance contractor on site who normally brings only maram on the road, and there is nothing being done. What is he doing, especially now that it's rainy and dark and there are many potholes, especially between Kapsabet and Chafakali and Mbale Road, between Nandi County and Vihiga County, Mr. Speaker, to avoid further losses of life and destructions of vehicles along that road? I yield back, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like, before I ask my question, to invite the Minister to come to this spot that the Senator of Kisumu has raised. I have traveled widely in this country, Mr. Speaker, and nowhere in Kenya do you find the structure designed at Coptic, at Konambaya, at Riat, and at Kiboswa, opposite the Kisumu Doctors Specialist Plaza. If the reason for demolishing the roundabout at Coptic was because of accidents, the same reason, Mr. Minister, should also invite you to destroy the roundabouts at Konambaya, at Riat, and at Kiboswa, opposite the Specialist Doctors Hospital. My last invite, Mr. Speaker, is to request the Minister to also do a planning for dualling of the road between Kisumu and Kakamega. That is the most productive part of Western Kenya, that particular section. If we don't dual it, everything we do is just knee-jerk.
So what is your question, Senator Boni?
I've asked in that statement. I've asked about, one, knocking out the roundabout at Coptic, which he has done, at Konambaya, at Riat, and at Kiboswa, opposite the Specialist Doctors Hospital. And I've asked, Mr. Speaker, that as the minister plans to come, he should do, is he considering to do dualling of that section of the road from Kakamega to Kisumu? And I added a rider that is the most economic part in terms of transport facilitation infrastructure in the western part of Kenya, combining Nyanza and Western Province, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kinyanjui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the Cabinet Secretary. He has indicated to us that the people responsible for investigation is police, which is true. But again, before the police have concluded their investigation, they have gone ahead through the NTSA and decide to do some redesigning. But again, you're telling us you don't have enough resources, or you don't have enough resources to do that work. Then, are you concluding your investigation that it's because of the infrastructure that we had this accident, or the investigation of police should stop? Because the police can end up concluding that the investigation can end up showing that the reason for the accident is driver's negligence. What comes first? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mbugua. Senator Mbugua.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Minister, to enhance road safety management in this country, the NTSA introduced the second generation smart driving license. Could you appraise this House the progress in that matter? Thank you.
Senator Mazayo.
Asante Mstahiki Speaker. Swali langu kwa waziri ni kwamba ni lini ile barabara inayotoka kuanzia ile barabara ya Kilifi ya Kilifi kwenda Mombasa ama Mombasa kwenda Kilifi inayopitia pale Shariani. Kuna barabara inapita pale Shariani kuelekea juu pazuri na vile vile kuweza kuendelea kuanzia pale pazuri ikifuata hiyo barabara kuenda mpaka Pengilikani dispensary. Ni lini barabara hiyo itaweza kutengenezwa ili kuweza kusaidia watu kuenda hospitali na kuweza kutoka hospitali na kuenda makwao? Asante.
Senator for Kilifi. Yes. The subject matter here is safety in our transport system. So your question should be aligned to the subject matter. Otherwise, there's so many roads that are incomplete and many honorable senators would wish to know when they'll be completed. But that is not the subject matter today. The safety concerns is, you may proceed, but it must have that component of safety concerns, because that is the main question. So any supplementary question must then flow from that. So you may proceed, Senator Mazai.
Asante, Mstahiki Speaker. Bwana Waziri, ile barabara ambayo hivi sasa inaunganisha barabara ya kuanzia Mombasa kwenda Kilifi, kuna barabara nyingine ambayo iko katikati mahali panaitwa Shariani na ilikuwa imeshaanzishwa na imefika juu kabisa. Sasa tunauliza ni lini barabara ile inaweza kuweza kufanywa na kuweza ikapita ili ikafika pande za Pengilikani dispensary, ambapo ni eneo ambalo linachukua wagonjwa wengi sana na wengi wameweza kufariki katika hiyo barabara wakijaribu kuenda hospitali. Kama ikiwa inaweza kufanywa na unaweza kutueleza kwamba ni lini unafikiria pengine serikali inaweza kuangalia na wewe mwenyewe ukiwa hapo kuangalia kuona kwamba hii barabara imetengenezwa?
Senator Mngatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Kenyans woke up to a shock that the NTSA has brought new rules that would require instant fining of drivers, motorbike riders, without going to court. The system, as explained by NTSA, cameras are supposed to have been installed on the roadside, and if you don't have a seat belt, even if the police don't stop you, you will pay 500. If you park illegally, 10,000. If you are overspeeding, depending on how many kilometers, if it's by over 6 kilometers per hour, you pay 3,000, and so on and so forth. Mr. Speaker, I want the Cabinet Secretary to use this opportunity to tell Kenyans, is the NTSA the body that makes law in this country? And if it is not, and this Senate and the National Assembly is the body that makes law, then the NTSA can only make regulations. did those regulations pass through the Senate Delegated Legislation Committee? And I'm asking, as a vice chair, did the NTSA bring those regulations? Or are they assuming that they can make laws without passing through the people's representation? And how did you allow it, Mr. Waziri, that a body under your regulation, your ministry, can wake up and just abrogate powers that they don't have? And then this matter goes to court, and then the people who are going to pay that money once the case is lost, it's the people of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I want the minister to clarify, why did they bring regulations without public participation, without bringing it to Parliament, and who gave the NTSA the power to make laws in this country and not the elected people in this country? Mr. Speaker, I yield.
Senator Morgo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask the CS Transport about lorries or trucks of Semtech cement factory in West Pokot that is killing a lot of people every day along that route from Kitale to Sepit, where the factory is. And what is the minister aware, and what action will he take to stop these rogue drivers that have killed a lot of people?
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask the Cabinet Secretary for Roads, because part of the reason we have accidents is the state of the motor vehicles we use in the country. We have a department called Motor Vehicle Inspection. Where are they trained? How regular do they train? What certification do they have? And if there is no proper training, is it possible for Kenya Institute of Highways and Building to establish a specific curriculum for motor vehicle inspectors, so that we can be confident that those who do motor vehicle inspections have the necessary qualification and certification to certify the roadworthiness of our vehicles? And finally, Honorable Speaker, allow me to congratulate the Cabinet Secretary for Roads. Ever since he went to that docket, Honorable Speaker, we have seen equity in terms of development of roads in this country and the distribution of the resources. And I also want to say that the move by NDSA is innovative. Notwithstanding the legal challenges that I have undergone, Honorable Speaker, that matter is going to save Kenyans a lot of time they waste running around police stations and finally even increasing
Senator
the bribery index in the country. Thank you very much, Bana CS. You may continue in that direction.
The Senate Majority Leader. Senate Majority Leader.
Why are people disrupting Senator Mandago while he's making a very solid point?
No, he's not supposed to make any point. He's supposed to
Mr.
ask
Speaker,
a question.
no, but we are here talking about road safety.
Yeah,
and
it's
people
the
are talking,
minister who's supposed
people
to
like
respond.
Akina Mungatana are speaking a lot of English while people are dying
Yes,
on our
the
roads.
response, that response must come from the CS, not to a colleague.
Mr. Speaker, our roads must be safe by any means.
Majority Leader,
it doesn't matter.
You cannot purport to respond to that question.
I'm not responding.
The
I was just
CS
commenting.
will do that.
I was commenting on what Senator Mandago is saying.
You may proceed
that it
to
is the
ask
right
your
thing to
question.
do. Mr. Speaker, I rise.
Senator Mungatana, allow the Majority Leader to ask his question. I have already ruled him out of order and is now orderly. Majority Leader, you may proceed.
Throw him out, Mr. Speaker. You know, and these lawyers must declare interest, Mr. Speaker, because they want to represent people in court instead of allowing technology to work, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question to the minister is with regards to a particular road which he's very much aware of, and it's still on the context of road safety. The road from Londiani to Muhoroni, Mr. Speaker, almost every month there is a fatal crash on that particular road, yet it's a Class A road. There have been promises by the Ministry of Transport, including, I think, in the year 2023, if you recall, Mr. Speaker, when the whole country woke up to the shocking news that nearly 50 market women had been crushed at Londiani Junction, Mr. Speaker. And there was a promise that there was going to be a redesign and an approach to that entrance, right from Londiani all the way to Moroni, because of the steep nature of that particular location. Yet, up to date, Mr. Speaker, we have not heard anything from the Ministry of Roads and Transport. Therefore, in the same spirit like my neighbor, the Senator for Kisumu, I'd wish the Minister to comment and just to give us a general overview of road safety, because a country cannot continue to lose thousands of people on its roads every year, Mr. Speaker, and the ministry is not giving a comprehensive plan on that, how that needs to be addressed. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Seki.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable CS, I want to ask a question in regards to Kitengela in Kajiado County on several footbridges that were meant to be constructed in Kitengela town. These two footbridges will really help the safety of passengers or even people of Kitengela, because most of the public schools, health centers, dispensaries, referral hospitals are in one side of the road, making many people crossing the highway between the town of Kitengela, and more importantly, the Maparasha Bridge in Kajiado Central that has tolled for many years, cutting off the people of the other side from accessing the town of Maparasha. What is the problem of that bridge not have been completed on time?
Senator Joe Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the CS is very simple. And it relates to the accident that claimed the life of the Honorable Cyrus Jirongo, Mr. Speaker. We have never to this day gotten any account of any passenger that was in the bus that supposedly crashed with Honorable Jirongo's vehicle. So my question then to the Speaker, to the CS is, can the NTSA, provide a passenger manifest, Mr. Speaker, of the bus that collided with Honorable Jirongo's car to avoid speculation? Because we have never had any account of any of the passengers that was in that particular bus, and it was a PSV vehicle, Mr. Speaker. That's my question, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mandago, what is?
Yeah.
Senator Newton, would you wish to be informed?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Speaker, I do not want to be informed by a former governor, Mr. Speaker, because he may not have any information
Very well,
on
Senator
this particular.
Tutu, you may proceed to ask your question.
You should wait for the torch to stop.
Senator Mandago, your information has been declined.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me, first of all, take this opportunity to thank the Minister and also the Kenya Kwanza government for the road from Rironi to Mau Summit. Honorable Speaker, I asked this question, the question I'm asking now, I asked this question last week. The Minister came before our committee, the Roads Committee, and I asked him this question. And he said he's going to check and answer as soon as possible. So, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Kenyan people, while thanking the Kenya Kwanza government for this road, Rironi, Mau Summit is 175 kilometers, costing 200 billion. And then there is a road, Ogodugu, Bobo, in Burkina Faso, 332 kilometers, costing 46 billion shillings. I want the minister, the CS, to tell this honorable House and Kenyans why should
Order, honorable senators, order.
Why?
Senator Fernandi, be orderly.
Honorable Speaker, the question is, this road, Rironi Mau Summit, will cost 1.14 billion per kilometer, which is on a PPP, and while
Senator Mandago, that's why we have the CS.
Honorable Speaker, just protect me, Honorable Speaker, while the road in Burkina Faso is costing 139 million per kilometer. So I want the CS to tell us if it is a PPP. Why should this road cost 1.14 billion while the road in Burkina Faso, financed by the government, the currency in US dollars converted into Kenya shillings?
Senator Mandago, what is your point of order?
You know, Honorable Speaker, if we allow honorable members to use the floor of the House, what Senator Chuta is trying to do is to mislead the nation. Understanding what I want to find, Mr. Speaker, can the senator from Marsabit provide the data from Burkina Faso showing that the cost of that road is what is alleging? Honorable Speaker, this is how public are being incited that the government is not spending money fairly. The Cabinet Secretary has not come here to answer questions on behalf of the government of Burkina Faso. We cannot allow you, Senator Chuta. In fact, you should be
Order.
that
Order.
the whole kilometer of road is being done.
Senator
to your
Mandago,
account.
you have made your point of order. Now, Senator Chute, you have to substantiate what you've alleged.
Honorable Speaker.
Either you proceed to do so right now, and if you're not in a position to, you know exactly what to do.
Honorable Speaker, this is...
Order, Senator Boni. This is to Senator Chute. You have alleged, you need to substantiate
Honorable Speaker.
by providing the evidence that indeed there is a road in Burkina Faso.
Honorable Speaker.
Order, Senator Chute. When the chair is speaking, you keep quiet and take your seat. A point of order has been raised against what you've just said, Senator Chute. You have alleged that there is a road in Burkina Faso which is way much longer than the Rironi Mau Summit Road, and it's costing way less than what the government of Kenya is using to do the road in from Rironi to Mau Summit. Now, you need to substantiate that allegation by putting forth evidence that indeed, one, that road exists in Burkina Faso, two, it was tendered for that amount in whatever currency, so that the country and this Senate can have evidence and facts to compare to come to the conclusion that you want them to come to. So would you wish to substantiate right now? If you're not in a position to, you may proceed to seek to clarify on a... Senator Chute, you may proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'm just wondering, this is a question I've posed to the CS, which is capable to answer those questions.
And the chair has made a certain direction,
Fine.
which you need to abide.
Honorable Speaker, that is fine. I have all the evidences, and I wish you've asked, you've given me, you should have given me time to ask the question. If the CS says it's okay, it's there, then there is no problem. If it is not there, then that is the time I'll bring evidence.
You see,
but because you've ruled,
Honorable Chute, I have given a directive on this matter.
That is a premature directive, but fine. My question is, Honorable Speaker, is if
Honorable Chute, you're out of order. You either proceed to substantiate or I'll ask you to leave the chamber.
Honorable Speaker, I will do that.
Good.
Given time. But can I ask my question now?
Are you in a position to substantiate instantly? If not, you know what to do.
Honorable Speaker, I think you are being unfair to me. Because what I am trying to do is...
It is you who has alleged and who alleges proves.
Not alleging, I have asked question. And I want an answer on my question. It's a question time.
Senator Chute, you are basically wasting the Senate's time. I have given you a very straightforward... Senator Kinyanjui, leave the chamber immediately.
But it's supposed to be, how can you produce evidence instantly? Even the minister...
So, Senator Chute, I have asked you, if you're not in a position to substantiate instantly under standing order, you may do so during the next sitting. So are you in a position to substantiate now, or you'd wish to do so during the next sitting?
Honorable Speaker, do it in the next sitting, but allow me to ask my question.
Of course, I will allow you to ask your question.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, let me
But
ask.
are you in a position to substantiate that allegation now, or you'd wish to seek for further time to do so
I will
the
seek
next
for
sitting?
further time.
Good. Now you may proceed to ask your question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, Senator Fernandi. Senator Chute, conclude, please.
Thank you.
Conclude, Senator Chute.
Honorable Speaker, my question is very simple and clear. Cost of doing this road, Rironi-Mau Summit, is 1.14 billion. The cost in Ouagadougou border is 139 million per kilometer. Can the CS tell us if this is the Rironi road is PPP, how is it possible that the road in Ouagadougou is almost a quarter cheaper, three-quarter cheaper than this
Senator Chute, let me guide you. Let me take it slowly so that you understand. As we speak now, your contribution, you need to table evidence that indeed, one, that road in Burkina Faso exists. Two, order, Senator Fernandi. So basically, even for the minister to flow with you, he needs those facts. And that's why the senator for Uasin Gishu rose on a point of order, seeking to have you substantiate by putting the facts on the table, in terms of, by putting evidence on the table on the road that you're alleging exists in Burkina Faso. You can imagine if it turns out that it doesn't exist. And that's why they want to know, is this road real? Are the facts being alleged true? So that they can be able to appreciate your contribution. So any question touching on that road that is yet to be substantiated cannot fly. Senator Beatrice Akenye.
Honorable Speaker.
I'll come to you, Senator Boni. Let's hear the question.
Honorable Speaker, I want you to go on record that as a people from the Western region, we would like that road to be done like yesterday. Senator Chute seems not to know the experience we have had over the years. Honorable Speaker, coming to my question, to the CS roads, CS, why wouldn't we as a nation declare road accidents as a national disaster, so that as a country we can put more focus on that based on the people we have lost and continue to lose that includes even the loss of border people. Thank you.
Senator Boni, what's your intervention?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am concerned purely on a matter of procedure. The minister has had the question. He has not been given an opportunity to say whether the things, because he's supposed to be informed, that the member of the Senate is alleging are false or not. Mr. Speaker, it's marks of an attempt of the Senator of Washington Gishu and Nandi to shield the minister.
Senator Boni. Senator Boni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Just take your seat. Take your seat. If anything, Senator Boni, the question by Senator Chute is not admissible. It's not a supplementary question. Even to give him all that latitude, I was hoping ultimately he will coin it in such a way that it comes out as a supplementary question. It has zero concerns of safety because the subject matter of the primary question is safety in our transport system. Senator Chute's concern is the cost of a road, which has got nothing to do with the primary question. And therefore, let's leave it there, because I ought to have ruled him out of order from the onset. But I allowed him to continue talking, hoping that ultimately he'll bring out the safety aspect of his question, which he failed to do. Honorable CS, you may proceed to respond. Honorable CS, you may now proceed to respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Let me start with the question on the drainage in our highways, which has been raised, caused concerns with the flooding that we recently witnessed, and what is the government doing to address this challenge, particularly in our cities. Honorable members, you do know that under the Cities and Urban Act, the seat of the capital city of Kenya is singled out for the national government to cooperate with the host county of the city, the seat of the city, to work on infrastructure and really bring out the character of the capital city of the country. And through that proviso in the Cities and Urban Act, I think it is Section 6, we have lately signed a memorandum with the Nairobi County government to work together and address the challenges of drainage, the challenges of road networks, and lighting of our roads in the city. To that extent, we have a program that we're currently implementing with the Nairobi County government to do that. We are aware that the city has expanded, there's been so much buildings and paving, and that way the seepage area for the stormwater is very limited. We need to expand our drainages. We need to improve on the various aspects of the population growth and the great development in the city. And we are working on that as we currently, to ensure that we do dimension and work on the kind of drainages that can support our city and mitigate the challenge of floods when we have the kind of rains we lately witnessed. So, Honorable Speaker, members of Senate, to that extent, for example, the Ministry of Roads through Kura is put some budget of about 8 billion Kenya shillings to support Nairobi County government to address some of those challenges. And have design that will address dimensions necessary to offtake the kind of water when we have that kind of rains that we recently had. Let me, with respect to NTSA regulations and whether they came to this, I think the question more importantly was the 2016 speed limits expired, and I'm in the house with our new CEO for NTSA, and I'm advised that there's a lot of work being done by NTSA currently, engaging stakeholders and standards body, reviewing the speed limit regulations and standards, and we are working on that to ensure that we do update and ensure that the speed limit regulations are in place. The question from Wenda Kataya on Nithi Bridge. Let me confirm, honorable members, that this Nithi Bridge, which has been a cause of pain and deaths in that particular region between Meru and Nithi, Tharaka Nithi County, is being designed. We are just finishing the design. We are paying a lot of attention to this, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. The Deputy President would be going to inspect works that are due to start in earnest on this particular bridge. We've designed a bridge which is 900 meters long, a straight bridge, and 100 meters high. The bridge is being checked for the various design details and integrity before we can approve and start construction. We've already procured a contractor. The bridge is funded, and groundbreaking will be done in due course as soon as we sign off the design. And I think the contractor has started mobilizing to site. So Nithi Bridge, a 900-meter long bridge, straight bridge, and 100 meters high, will be a design masterpiece that will be starting construction in earnest in due course. On the Senator Beth CMO Mombasa Road dualling, I want to confirm that work is going on dualling of our major highways. Dualling of highways is important for ease of traffic movement. It will be cheaper to move goods faster, and more importantly, we should be able to bring down the cost of doing business. On Mombasa-Nairobi dualling, the PPP Directorate, together with Kenya, have been working on the detailed cost of doing this particular road. We look more importantly at value for money. We look more importantly at the equity, debt equity ratios in terms of the investor or the concessionaire. Have they demonstrated capacity to raise the equity? We'll then go to the development phase and check things like return on investment to make sure that the value for money, or to the extent, are you basically going to charge too much to be able to recoup your investment, or is the return on your equity within the reasonable return on investments that are allowable within 10% and so on and so forth. So that is currently work in progress. And it's important that, noting that Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru, all the way to Malaba is the northern corridor that services the landlocked countries of Uganda, Rwanda, DRC. These are very important corridor to the development not only of our country but the entire region. And so this is of high priority, and we are working on the details, and work is currently going on. Cherarge's question on Eldoret Mosoriot, I think, is that Eldoret Mosoriot Mlango all the way through the city going up to Iten? Is that the opposite direction? I think because we're talking today about road safety and the challenge, and I do know the road, I drive that road quite a bit, and it's a fairly narrow road. We are looking in the context of road safety on expanding and widening certain sections of our national trunk networks to address the concern that has been raised by the House on the road safety on our roads. Certain corners and are a bit tight for drivers to navigate. And the point is taken. Let me see the redesign. Kenya is not here with me today. I just came with NTSA, but I'll take concern of this Eldoret Mosoriot road and confirm and really come back to the House to confirm on the plans to widen this road and address the challenge of road safety. I now understand. I basically mixed up because the Mosoriot, Mlango going to Eldoret and going all the way to Iten have plans for dualing. But I now understand Mosoriot coming down to Kapsabet to Chevakali. I'll follow up that and provide the full information on the plans to widen this corridor and address the road safety of our motorists. Bonnie, on the concern of the purpose why I was in the House today regarding that accident, Konambaya, Riyadh, Coptic, and the redesign, like I said, has been done. You know, members, as economy grows and as vehicle population grows, the design of our roads will need to improve to address the growing population and the findings of the older designs in our roads. Roads which are fairly well motorable, but more importantly, which are well designed and which are not difficult to drive, because you do realize, all of us as drivers, that certain corners are difficult to basically navigate. And therefore, on this particular approach to Riyadh from Konambaya and Coptic and that particular roundabout, the redesigns have been done, like I mentioned in the substantive response to the question by Professor Senator Ojenda. And I also did undertake that we'll provide a budget to correct that challenge, improve the design. And to answer that question together with what the police are doing, certainly as we speak today, vehicles are motoring on that road, and we are not getting accidents by the minute, by the hour. So when an accident happens, the question, is it because of the road or is it because of the driver? It can be either. And therefore, before we finish the investigation, it becomes difficult to apportion liability to say the design of the road could have been a contributor. Could the driver have been having a challenge? Was the vehicle properly in roadworthy condition? Kakamega Kisumu Road, I think, members, you do know that Parliament did really, well, there was a lot of support on the National Infrastructure Fund. The National Infrastructure Fund, which is a fund which has been set up through recycling of mature assets to be able to accelerate development in the other areas where we need funding. And one of the areas which has been identified is using a part of this fund to de-risk dualing of our roads in terms of investors coming in and government participating in as an investor in dualing of our roads. And one of the roads we are currently looking at traffic profiles to confirm bankability based on the population of cars. Is the Kakamega talk to that? We'll continuously improve the design of our highways to be better motorable based on, you know, like when we build roads today under KERA, we basically follow the old road corridor. And as the road upgraded from Class A will the design, and sometimes it takes, it requires more corridor, and therefore we need to acquire more land to be able to do a better design of the roads and reduce the corners and improve the design of the road. So we'll continue to work on the design of roads as we get more data to improve the design of our roads. But on the case of infrastructure improvement and driver negligence, those are two separate issues. And I think as we finish this particular investigation, we'll be able to apportion the concern, the blame, prove certain sections of the road. And yes, we are improving for that particular Konambaya Riyadh Coptic in Kisumu. But where there is apportionment to the driver's negligence or driving under influence or vehicle which are road unworthy, that also must be brought to question. Mheshimiwa Madzayo, Kilifi, Mombasa Road, we are progressing very well. At Mtwapa, we are finishing that bridge. But your question is specific to that section of Sheriaini near Vipingo, and what I'll need to do, because it's a very specific road. Let me look at what we'll need to do to connect this particular piece of infrastructure to the Kilifi Mombasa Road and provide ease of movement of people from that particular Sheriaini area. So I'll follow up that and either come to you directly or bring the response directly to the House when I come in next. The question from Senator Mungatana on instant fines is currently in court. I want to confirm, Senator Mungatana, that the minor offenses under the Traffic Act, which was passed by Parliament in 2016, address all the regulations that are pertaining to minor offenses, and they are under these minor offenses which could be treated as administrative, and we are working with judiciary and the Kenya law reform to basically segregate or separate the minor fines from the fines or from the offenses which must go to court. We are working with the Kenya Law Reform Commission. We are working, of course, with NTSA and all the stakeholders to ensure that we do provide this instant fine system, which is really a facilitation of infractions, minor infractions in our roads that should not really go to court and congest our courts. But more importantly, that should give you a convenience. If I'm arrested driving from Nakuru to Nairobi, I don't want to go back to Nakuru court if I acknowledge that I've been caught overspeeding and under the minor offences infraction, I think it's under section 107 of the Traffic Act, I'm willing to pay the fine and I'm let go. Obviously, what the system does, honorable members, is when you know you are being watched, you drive carefully and you don't endanger other road users. But if you are found to have made or had that kind of infraction and you are willing to pay and you don't have to go to court, come to Nairobi and drive back to Nakuru, lose time, occupy court time and so on and so forth, and the fine is 500 shillings, you can pay. We did under implementation, and like I said, this thing is in court and I don't want really to delve much into what could be seen as prejudice. If I'm willing to pay, I should pay and be let go. But if I'm not willing to pay and I want to go back to, I want to come to Nairobi and go back to Nakuru to attend court, I should also be allowed to do that. So it's really a solution that I think we need to do more communication to Kenyans to appreciate that this is in the interest of saving your time, this is in the interest of saving court time, this is in the interest of ensuring that we enhance road safety and curtail the loss of lives in our roads, which come about due to infractions, however minor they may be. If you don't stop in a junction and a speeding vehicle on the main highway basically causes an accident and lose lives, the question is, why wouldn't we want to have a system that is convenient and that helps to watch over us and inform us that you are being watched? In fact, as a matter of, I'm sure most of honorable members in the House today drive vehicles with lane-assisted driving, and the vehicle warns you that you are going out of the lane. Can you use an indicator? Don't just, could you be asleep? And that could be the reason why you are going out of the lane. So, honorable members, we basically, this Honorable Mugatana, I wish to confirm, came into Parliament under the minor offences regulations when the Traffic Act was amended in 2016, and so the due process was followed, as it were. Honorable Morgul, lorries and trucks kind of ferrying cement in that West Pokot factory, cement factory. I will take up this in more detail with Nahashon, the DG, NTSA, and we check the statistics. If that is the case, we need to seriously get mitigation, put in safety measures to ensure that this industry, which is a great employer, economic activity going on in West Pokot, does not have vices which end up losing lives. So we'll take up with NTSA and confirm that we will improve the safety and reduce the loss of lives or eradicate the loss of lives being caused by the lorries in this particular catchment in West Pokot where we manufacture cement. Senator Mandago, motor vehicle inspection is something important insofar as road safety is concerned. And I want to confirm, honorable members, that whereas government has traditionally invested to run motor inspection centers across the country, it's very expensive for government when social infrastructure in schools, hospitals is competing for resources. And what we are doing currently is looking at franchising the motor vehicle inspection so that the private sector under PPP can off-take and support us to set up motor vehicle inspection centers across the various counties of the country. Sometimes accidents can just be caused because a wiper blade is not working. And if that vehicle was inspected and your wiper blades are working well, when you get a dirt splash on your screen, you are able to respond by cleaning the windscreen immediately. So motor vehicle inspection is important. As regarding training of the employees of the motor vehicle inspection centers, we do train them at NITA, National Institute for Training Authority. And yes, I hear we probably need to enhance the training, but more importantly, we will be franchising under PPP the motor vehicle inspection centers and opening several inspection centers across the country. Senator Aaron Cheruiyot on Londiani Moroni, that difficult section after teeing off Londiani towards Moroni, we are working on that. I think the designs were completed. We just need to put in some funding to correct the challenge and reduce the loss of lives or eradicate the loss of lives on this section of Londiani Moroni Road. And I will equally follow up how far we are on funding this particular segment of Londiani Moroni Road. Senator Seki Kajiado, footbridges. Let me just take this opportunity, Speaker, honorable members, to confirm that bridges is a major concern in this country. We don't have enough crossing for our children to go to school, to cross certain sections of the road, and it's a safety issue when a road which is dual with 3 lanes on either side and children are having to cross the road and run almost 50 meters across the road because of the dual road. And therefore, bridges become very important. But more importantly, Honorable Speaker, members, we are doing a framework agreement to bring in Bailey bridges. Bailey bridges can be installed quickly. Bailey bridges are basically military design bridges for quick deployment to address the various crossings across the country. And Senator Seki, we will be deploying several bridges across the country to address crossings, address the safety of our children crossing and everybody crossing the major highways. And on the Mabasha Bridge, let me follow on that to find out completion of that particular bridge, which has delayed. Let me confirm at this stage that we've paid all the pending bills to contractors. And if there is any project that is slowed down, it's not because of pending bills and will be more harder in administrative management of the contractors to make sure that they deliver on time. And so I'll follow up on this Mabasha Bridge in Kajiado. Senator Nyotu on Jirongo's death and whether the manifest for passengers in the bus is maintained. A manifest would normally either be captured at when passengers are loading a bus, or it would be captured through an investigative process, like in a case when an accident has happened. Was the police able to capture the manifest of those who were in the bus? I don't have the details, but let me undertake to get the details and find out whether there was a manifest. But again, that's a subject for investigation, and I think the National Police Service investigation is undertaking that, but I can find out whether there was a manifest. You know, there would be a manifest if it is a very structured public transport vehicle where people book ahead of boarding. But if it is a case where people are the kind of matatu system, you do know that we don't have manifest before people board. But obviously there should be a manifest after the accident, depending on how investigations are being conducted. I undertake to follow up on that. Senator Chute, on the concern of Rironi Mau Summit, the great piece of infrastructure that we are developing for the people of Western Kenya. And I could take this together with Senator Beatrice's question on Rironi Mau Summit. We did visit with the members of the National Assembly Rironi Mau Summit last week to see the progress of works done, and just to report and confirm that works is going on, and sometimes in August, September this year, in another 6 months, we'll open the Rironi all the way to Naivasha to traffic, having dualed to completion. Subsequently, the contractor will go down to open the 57-kilometer road, which is called A8 South. This is Rironi, Maimayu, Naivasha. Having completed the upper section, we'll go to Rironi, Maimayu, Naivasha, and work on that section which will involve cutting the escarpment and walling that road. And obviously, when you're having to build a road through escarpment and put in heavy breaches and the kind of work that will go on in the escarpment, certainly cost will not be like when you are building a road through a geologically well flat area. And so to basically answer that question, we'll need to see what kind of geological work in Okadugu, Burkina Faso, once we see the data has been directed by the speaker, and compare it with not the 175-kilometer road, but 232 kilometers. The road we are building, Honorable Speaker, for the information of Senator Jute, is not 175 kilometers. We are building 232 kilometers of road, because we are also building through the escarpment. But more importantly, like I said, the kind of geology will be things that we need to look at. We are very keen, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, to make sure that we don't build expensive roads, because it takes up the cost of doing business. This will be a dual road. And if a road is built expensively, and I did talk about value for money, and that is why we don't allow investors to have a return more than 10% of their equity. It can make our country an expensive destination to do business. Industrialization will not be able to attract industry, because we are not a least cost country, and therefore industry will move to other more competitive destinations. So we're very conscious. Let's see the data as directed speaker from Chute. We'll do comparative, and if there are lessons to be learned, that will be great. So Rironi is going on well, and on the section from Mau Summit all the way to the border in Malava and going through Kisumu to the other side, we've got funding from AIIB. This is Asia Infrastructure Investment Fund. We've got some funding, some donor, some fund. What do you call it? We've got some donor funding to do feasibility study, which is currently ongoing. It is a grant. It is a grant for bank to do the study on that section of the corridor, and that is currently going on. Road, we are doing that. Like I've mentioned, we are franchising motor vehicle inspections. We have to do a lot in automating and employing technology in our roads. The kind of things we are doing in instant fine or junction cameras that are currently being implemented by Kura to ensure that we do support drivers to and but it is a debate we need to have. It's time to declare road accidents a national disaster. But there's so much that we can still do. Honorable Speaker, I think I want to, that's about the questions I captured for now. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable CS. Honorable members, you know matters roads elicit a lot of attention in this house according to my experience. But we have a few other members who would like to ask supplementary questions. We take very brief time, and also the CS will, you know, the CS is also generous with information. It's giving detailed information to members. So we start with Senator Orekina Rendamo. Just one supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine will be very brief. And the CS, let me appreciate you for your diligence in responding to queries. I have raised this matter with you, but this morning when the residents of Narok heard that you are coming, it flooded my phone with messages. And I'm just going to read the message. The
the question so that I can be brief. Given that the Narok Sekenani Road, C12, was engineered as a low-volume sealed road, LVSR, specifically to boost tourism, what measures is the ministry taking to enforce strict axle load limits and prevent its rapid destruction by heavy industrial vehicles, such as those carrying sand and construction material, which exceed its design capacity? Specifically, Mr. Speaker, there's a company called Gavin Holding Limited from Kisumu, which is currently transporting hundreds of truckloads of sand at a capacity of 32,000 kilograms. And this road is completely dilapidated, making it very difficult for even tourists to be able to get to the Masai Mara. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd like that question specifically answered and action taken to stop this heavy trafficking of those roads, in that road.
Senator Abbas Sheikh.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first I want to thank the Waziri. And I want to ask, Waziri, there's this road which was so much publicized in this country. And Kenyans look forward to see the road from Solo to Wajir Mandera done. And as been promised, and guys have even formed musics for that road, calling beautiful names. The road actually is moving at a very slow pace. That is actually even worrying us that this road might not be completed in time, or maybe in the near future. I wanted to know, too, the road is being done in patches. And when it rains, like this time now it rained. And you know, that's the only lifeline that we have, the road we have to Mandera. The roads are becoming impassable almost. So, for one, what is the time frame, and what is the alternative pathway for those vehicles ferrying food and medical items to various towns in northern Kenya? And when will the road be? At least, what is the hope that we are going to get the road will be completed in time? What the most thing worrying is the food transport and the old materials for transport.
Senator Abbas, the CS got your message.
Thank you.
Your supplementary question. Senator Sifuna Edwin.
Waziri, you are aware of the problems that are facing the people of Nairobi during the current rains. One of the major roads that floods and brings the entire city to a standstill is Mombasa Road. Waziri, there was 9 billion shillings that was given for the repair of that road after the construction of the expressway. We want to know, are there any plans to redesign Mombasa Road, the old Mombasa Road, to upgrade the drainage system on that road and all the other national highways in Nairobi so that we avoid that flooding? Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
Very well, Senator Fatuma Duro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Waziri, I wanted to ask that most of the roads in our counties are Maram roads. And every year during the rainy seasons, those roads are washed away. Do you have structured mechanisms where on yearly basis that you are able to maintain those roads? I thank you.
Senator Okongo Mogeni.
Yes, I wanted to ask Waziri, last time he was here, Mr. Speaker, sir, he promised to erect bumps on Chebirate Nyansiongo Metamayo Road that has been prone to many accidents. Since the time he was here, we have had 2 more fatal accidents, and he had promised that the government was considering expanding that road by dwelling it because of the topography of that area. Could Waziri tell us what progress he has made towards fulfilling the promise that he made when he last appeared before the House? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you can answer those supplementary questions.
Thank you again, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Olekina I had a short meeting session with him yesterday, and we discussed this concern on Narok-Sekanani Road. It's a big piece of infrastructure servicing the Mara, where we pride ourselves as a country as the 8th wonder of the world with respect to the wild beast migration. And the Narok-Sekanani Road should not be in that state in which it is at the moment. We are looking at the contractor who is currently doing the periodic maintenance on the road like we agreed. But more importantly, we have scheduled an upgrading of this particular road immediately through a reseal of the entire road so that we don't do patching. And more importantly, address the concern of the axle loads on this particular road. I will be picking up with Kena, particularly this particular cabin holding investor in Kisumu, who is tracking at overweight, but more importantly to address that not just because of the one transporter. We will look at the need once we upgrade this road on putting a weighbridge to support the kind of weights that can be taken by this road. Because obviously the tourist kind of transport system don't have the kind of weights that we've designed for the road. And therefore tourism and the transportation of people into the Masai Mara is not the challenge. The challenge are the transporters who are ferrying building materials, sand, all the way into Kisumu. I was asking, I thought there's enough sand in Kisumu. Why are we ferrying sand from Masai Mara to Kisumu? And but we'll take up that. The concern of Mheshimiwa Sifuna, Senator Sifuna, yes, we have a major contractor picking up JKIA Road, JKIA to ABC Place. We are redesigning, we're running a beautification program on this particular road, which will address all the drainages. It's a